Hi everyone, this is Sophie from TikTok for Business, meaning that I'm more on the ad side, less of a TikTok shop side of business. So I'm definitely going to touch upon about the ads, which is like a core topic that we're, speaking today for sure. And then sort of a little bit about my background. I've been with the company for almost 4 years, and then I've been sort of consulting and working with clients for all over the market. So I work a lot with clients who are, they're investing and they're selling the Southeast Asia market, as well as right now the US is like a vibing and then like new and up and coming market for sure. So I work with clients who sell globally around. So I would say if we're Josh made a little comparison about how like sort of China, the Douyin part of the business is sort of the future, then I guess like Southeast Asia being sort of a year and a half ahead of the US market, I think we've definitely see how sort of this kind of thing start to the social commerce or sort of landing on a different market outside of China. We sort of see like a raw shape over there, and then right now we're trying to sort of replicate that again in the U.S. market. So who knows if third time is a charm? So I definitely think there's a lot of transferable sort of skills and experience that we're seeing from the Douyin part to the Southeast Asia market. Now we're talking about a U.S. market. That was sort of an overview about like the type of client I work with, and also so the time that I've been with this company, and then sort of talking to people who want to understand what's going on here. So I think that's a little bit. Go for it.
No, thanks, Sophie. So a couple of questions actually that came in no particular order, but one of them was the expansion plans for TikTok Shop. Right now, what countries is TikTok Shop currently in?
Also, currently, we're in sort of Southeast Asia. There's 6 markets that's currently available. So Indonesia, Thailand, Malaysia, Vietnam, and then the Philippines, and as well as Singapore. So that's sort of the 6 market where we're operating Southeast Asia. And then those sort of opened around 2022, Indonesia being the first pilot one, meaning that it's a little bit early. It's like the end of 2021, we start operating over there. And then apart from that, the UK market is also live. So basically you can also sell stuff in UK through TTS, as well as in the Saudi Arabic. Also, we have a presence over there. So they're actually seller who are selling there as well. So TTS has like a bigger presence around different markets than people normally expected. Yeah.
What about Mexico, or what other countries are coming in the next 6 months or so?
Ooh, those kind of information, I think
Okay.
no, it's not like a forbidden topic. It's just that we don't have better sort of visibility than sort of outside news. So usually when the outside news come out is when we sort of also know, oh, it's officially live. So like let's just keep on waiting. There's a lot of buzz on the market, so who knows what's going on there.
But in general, if you have a product, if you can sell into, let's say, Saudi Arabia or the UK on TikTok, if you're a US company, you'd have your own account that's global. Somebody would come to your account though from Saudi. It would be a separate account, or would it be the same account in Saudi that I'd have on TikTok?
I think in terms of the shop, it will be a separate entity. And also for UK and the Saudi market right now, they're operating not through sort of how I describe, like a third party. Like for example, right now, the seller right now, you're like sort of onboarded to TikTok as an individual seller, meaning that sort of the how I describe that, meaning that TikTok as a marketplace, and then you as a seller, you sort of onboarded yourself and you sort of operate everything like we just talked about. Like you find creator yourself, you set up affiliate plans, you sort of manage your sort of inventory. But then for like Saudi Arabia, we call it like a full managed system, meaning that you are sort of like a supplier for the sort of place, but then you don't actually hand-to-hand operating everything yourself, meaning that you sort of set a price and you supply sort of your product to TikTok as a whole, and then TikTok will do the sort of operation for you. So it's a sort of different system. So say if you're a US seller, you're interested in selling in other market, there's definitely ways, but you have to find like a separate sort of mean and register to different ways.
To me, it sounds like, tell me if I'm right, it sounds almost like you'd have to do a fulfillment by TikTok kind of scenario if you're overseas. You place the inventory in with TikTok and they do the fulfillment.
It's just the Saudi market is like that.
Okay.
But then if you want to do Southeast Asia, there's also sort of you can also do like sort of POP. It's as we sort of talk about like a individual seller marketplace kind of a situation is possible. Yeah, it's just the Saudi market right now is only fulfilled by TikTok, the main operating.
The UK market where we have lots of
UK both.
Also fulfillment by. Okay.
Yeah, there's fulfillment by TikTok, and there's POP, sort of your third party seller kind of a situation going on as well.
And you'd have a separate account though. You'd have like the VanBassador UK. I'd have to have a separate account on TikTok. What are the biggest differences between the sellers that you see in, let's say, TikTok in the US versus other markets? Are there things that the US brands should be thinking about to learn from these other markets?
I think right now live sort of is not like a main sort of format that people are selling with, meaning that most of the GMV right now is still coming from the short video, like we talk about, like with creator posting a short video with your product link, and that's how sort of GMV has been generated in the US market. But if we look across, I think in the Southeast Asia market right now, live stream has taken up more sort of percentage, meaning that a lot of the sellers, because there's two ways basically getting in your live revenue, right? Sorry, live GMV. One is what we call affiliate live, meaning that like you can also list your product over there if there's a creator who are interested in opening their live and then selling over there. Because right now all we talk about is short video, right? Then a creator can also go live, like we discussed. If you're 5K or above, you can freely open up your live stream, and with that you can also just go on the affiliate market and then find whatever product you want to sort of go live for, and then you send a request. If the seller went through, you're able to actually sell it in your live room. So that's sort of the affiliate live we're talking about. The other format is definitely sort of from the business owner perspective. So if you're a business owner like Taishan over here, if Taishan decided that I'm gonna run sort of my own accounts, and then like I'm gonna go live, and I'm gonna ask. There's a couple options. First of all, you can just go live as a small medium business owner, that you're just the face of your brand. You can just go live by yourself. There's also kind of sort of the way that in China and a lot of the Southeast Asia sort of market right now, what they're doing is that they hire like specialized hosts, meaning they're live streaming hosts. They're not like a KOC or a big KOL. They're not famous. They're just professional sales. It's just live stream sales person who's going to go on your official account and then going to sort of introduce your product to the audience, and there's a live interaction element into that. So I think that's also a main format that's happening sort of in Southeast Asian market right now, that a lot of brands they're going that direction. Yes, go for it.
Why do you think live shopping has been so effective in China and Southeast Asia, and why has it not been picking up here in the US?
I think the market is sort of like how I describe a process to adopt into this kind of a live commerce situation. Because like not everybody, first of all, from a user, think a while back, TikTok is still like sort of a media platform that you have to sort of take into consideration that not all of the users on this platform are here looking to buy something. So they're not necessarily customer mindset. So not everybody want to watch a e-commerce live. A lot of them like to watch, we call it showroom live, for example, sort of a game, online gaming like Switch, right? Like Twitch,
Just
sorry,
saying
not
where,
Switch,
which
Twitch.
market? You're referring to which market when you say not everybody? You mean
US market.
The US
Because the
market?
US market has a huge sort of live presence, but not like the e-commerce live presence is not as strong as we expected. Yeah.
Now, I've heard people, so for everyone else's way, I've heard people talk about advice for live streaming in the US. And one of the concepts is this idea of this, what you call like a game show. So that to the extent that you can do things like a game show, I'm very curious if that would work in the US, but that's one of the recommendations I've heard.
Yeah, because there's actually a lot of like entertainment live room going on in the States that like there's like creators who just generally open live to discuss and chat to their fans, and then they're definitely the gaming type of thing where like two famous gamer or whatever is live streaming their gaming live, and there will be like people coming in to watch. It's just that e-commerce format is relatively new, because think about this, we launched sort of the entire TTS thing only last September, October-ish. So it's very new in general. And I would say like that's first thing first from the like sort of a customer behavior point of view, that like they're not really adapted to this format, but also that's sort of the demand side of things, right? Then we look at the other side, so the supply side of things, there ain't really that many professional hosts. Because I really echo a lot with what people have the previous speakers talk about. For example, you don't look at KOL, you don't look at their follow numbers, but you look at their capability of actually selling and then like recommending products to people. Very similarly, if you're a huge KOL and then you're really good at, I don't know, singing or like posting picture, whatever, that doesn't necessarily mean that you're really like, sort of you have the charisma or whatever that is. When you go on live, you are trying to like explain a product, you're trying to, really sell. I think that's also on the supply sort of side, meaning that we don't have a lot of professional live stream sales hosts currently available in the States. So there's the talent that's missing. And also not all the business owner right now are sort of used to the fact that I would just go on live myself and I would just like talk about my product to sort of a camera, not knowing that how many people come in and then whether they're gonna sort of converts, right? So I think that's sort of the two side of problem that we're seeing right now.
Okay. And again, you heard it straight from TikTok. They want to support the idea of live streaming. If you can and you're interested in getting on live streaming, any other things you want to provide input on, Sophie? I know you've stayed up late and it's even later now.
Yeah, I think I would just, quickly wrap up because I feel like I've heard a lot of idea from the beginning. And then right now, sort of the main sort of 3-step golden formula that we're talking to sellers about, like if you want to start selling on TTS, what's gonna be like the 3 main things you should watch out so that it will naturally lead to your success, or there's a better chance of leading to your success. So I think if I have to sum up the 3 things I want to, reiterate again, and then speaking to the audience, first, find your content. I think that's what we've been talking about a lot in the previous content, right? And the second thing is get into the rhythm. I'll explain that a little bit, sort of what's the rhythm that I'm referring to. And lastly is definitely amplifying everything through, ads effort, so that's like, you're doing 1 + 1 more than 2, less of it, you're doing everything separated. So the 3 sort of thing I will sort of expand a little bit. The first, find your voice is definitely, for example, find your KOC. We talk about how, you want to find a person who's like your bestie next door and they really know very well about the product they're talking about. They're very enthusiastic. They really love the product. So they can better, recommend it to you. Less of a, like, I will sell it to you. And one thing I want to add upon is that don't just collab with creators. You also have to pay attention to sort of the data you're seeing and then sort of find a key formula or the key sort of golden template for your content so that you can replicate it like really quick with more sort of creators to really amplify sort of the efforts. So I think that's the first part we spoke a lot. And then I will getting to the rhythm part. So because it's an e-commerce thing, so promotions and sales are critical for any e-commerce sort of businesses, right? So you gotta the key things here is definitely you gotta let your customer know you're having a big discount coming out. For example, if it's a Black Friday sale, or if there's like a big sort of mid-month promotion, whatever sort of schemes you're getting into, really want to let your audience know. So I know sort of there's like a table that Jay just showed about, like, have the testing period and everything. I think that's very similar with the promotion and sell period as well, saying that you really want to ramp up sort of 7 days to 14 days before sort of your main sort of selling promotional period. And that ramping up is key because you want to let your audience know it's coming up by using, a lot of different features. I don't know whether you guys are familiar. There's like a counting sticker that's possible to set up when you upload a video. So it's really good for you to sort of do a countdown. For example, in 3 days of time, you're going to have a key live session where you're going to have the biggest discount happening. You really want to, before that, for example, 3 days ahead, 7 days ahead, starting to boosting your video or posting more video with the countdown sticker and then creating sort of that urgency of, in 24 hours, there's going to be like a big discount. If so, then that would be a really nice way to let your customer know that maybe beforehand they're not going to buy because it's a $30 deal, but in 3 days of time there's going to be like a 50% off. Then like this, hopefully this customer will watch that video, and then with the countdown sticker, what can come better is that you can actually link sort of a live event anchor on your video, so that, for example, in 3 days of time, the live is going to happen. You want to use that countdown sticker as well as sort of the content you're speaking on, and also the sort of description of your video to really direct people to click on the live event so that they RSVP for the big live stream. When they RSVP, 2 things will happen. They will follow your account. That's the first thing. You want to gain more followers, right? And the second thing is that when it really go live, TikTok's going to send a push notification to your sort of mailbox so that, even though you don't remember about a live, there's going to be a push notification to your account so that if you're scrolling on it, you will see that notification and hopefully you will click into your live session. That's how sort of you ramp up everything before sort of your key selling moment is that beforehand you use your short video platform or sort of short video efforts and everything to let your customer really know, hey, like I'm having a sell moment. That's sort of the arts or sort of the golden secret behind every sort of rhythm that you're talking about, why you need sort of a ramping up period. There's like the main period where you have sales. You want to keep your live up and coming so that more people, when they scroll, they will come into your live room. Hopefully they will buy because of the discount and everything. And after this, you sort of want to regroup and sort of review about the performance, what's working, what's not working, and then prepping for your next round. So that's the reason I'm talking about. Just a little bit extra for the Southeast Asia market, they have already sort of a rhythm that's like existing rhythm, meaning that every the first couple of days of the month, we call it double day, meaning that a double digit, for example, May the 5th or June the 6th, meaning they're all double digits. Those are sort of the main promotional period for the entire market, meaning that the customer always know there's going to be a sale. And so all the sellers need to really follow through that rhythm to really boost their sales. So I think that's sort of a getting to the rhythm. And lastly, amplify through ads. I won't expand on that. I think we've discussed a lot about that. But just one way I want to make sure everybody's seeing this is that look at ads as your look at your creator content as your MO for your ads, because like we discussed, you can really use the sparkle or the existing top performing videos, and with that you can use your money to boost those so that you can amplify that really great content and make more people see the content. And we discussed a little bit about like how long the organic content are as not vibrant as it was before. So I think internally we're revealing the stats, meaning that for organic content, if it's not like the sort of really viral content, usually the sort of the recommendation algorithm will only push through roughly 72 hours. That's the maximum lifespan of a generally like or like a normal organic content. It's gonna be sort of recommended in your For You page. Sort of that's like the maximum period. So meaning that after 72 hours, if this is not like a crazy viral content, nobody's gonna see it again. But if it has a really good organic data, you don't want to waste that as an ammo for selling more product. It's the most natural way for you to do what sort of boost that content through your ads, so that more people are gonna see that amazing content, more people are gonna buy it. You're actually, getting more out of your bucks, right? So that's really a good deal. So I just want to throw that out there as a sort of way of seeing ads. Not necessarily it's a bad thing if you use it well. It's actually, amplifying all your efforts on this sort of selling place. I mumble a lot, but then that's the sort of main 3 points I want to throw out there.
For someone who's supposed to be tired, man, you kicked into gear. I really appreciate this. Sophie, thanks for downloading this for us. We're going to post this again for everybody. We'll post it out there and get the word out. The top 3 highlights or things to do for TikTok growth.